VigilanteWilliamson here with a very simple question, and that is, who is Deion Sanders really? I know to a lot of people that sounds like a very silly question. He's obviously the former NFL great turned college coach who's had a controversial tenure. He started first at Jackson State, where he went to the historically black college, turned everything around, got a lot of recruits there, but then when he left, a lot of people were sore at him, upset, thinking that he should have stayed there longer. Ironically enough, him leaving helped expose a lot of corruption that a lot of these HBCUs and really just colleges in general have. Then he goes to the formerly 1-11 Colorado Buffaloes, and he tells all the kids that don't want to be there, hey, you need to go to the transfer portal. Something that a lot of coaches yelled at him for, or a lot of people took issue with, but I had no problem with it. He actually offered a lot of honesty by doing that. It's funny because the old guard, pre-transfer portal, pre-NIL, had no problem lying to kids, lying to people's parents, and telling kids that they would get playing time that they knew they would never get, just so they didn't go to a rival school and would sit on their bench never to be seen from again. Or lie about the environment at said university, presenting an environment on a recruiting trip that wasn't realistic or would never be the case. In fact, that same old guard that has had so much to say about Deion Sanders also had no problem using their own tactics to see that the best players came to their universities, and by that I'm saying boosters. Hell, I went to high school with a guy who eventually made it to the NFL. I'm not gonna reveal what high school or where he played because I don't want to dox the guy, or myself for that matter, but the alleged rumor around campus is that he went to a bigger school because he was given a better car from that school than he was other schools. And this is in the early 2000s. Players have been getting paid under the table by these big colleges for a long time. And now with these new rules, with the transfer portal and the NIL, Deion Sanders was inevitable. And so his tactics in order to build a team, I have no problem with. I have no problem with his brashness. I did previously advise on my podcast that he does need to keep in mind that he is writing a check that his players have to cash, especially after that Travis Hunter injury. But he is a guy who took a team that was formerly 1-11 to be able to compete with top 10 teams. Well, some top 10 teams. And more than likely will end up bowl eligible in his first season as a coach. And I have no problem with his tactics. So you might be asking, Vigilante, well, what about the title of this video and the thumbnail? Where did you get that from? Well, my friend, now we have the issue. As some of you may or may know, especially those who follow me on my main channel, I can be a conspiracy theorist.
I understand not all of them, not most of them, but you don't believe in any conspiracy theory? You just think the government's just batting 1,000 and telling us the whole truth? That's a strong stance to take.
And I don't think this is a deep cut to go. Before getting into this, I do want to say as a disclaimer, I have no issues with people in the LGBTQ community, and I am not necessarily accusing Deion Sanders of being someone of that community, but I do not think a guy who is supposed to be a leader of men should be wearing a dress. And I brought the conspiracy theory element because, well, the boule exists. Not only that, there's absolutely an agenda to emasculate black men.
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress.
And probably men in general, but definitely an agenda to emasculate black men. So when I see Deion Sanders playing Tyler Perry in one regard and then giving some spiel about how he's threatening just being a black man, I smell BS. And when I smell that BS, I know it's time to dip out. I'm seeing somebody who may be there to cause division, may be there to cause distraction, and that's what a lot of people are. Trust me, a lot of these head coaches at a lot of these colleges are Masons. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear all this stuff. They come for the sports talk. They don't want to hear conspiracy stuff. But hey, if you think there's nothing up with sports and there's no rigging in any sport ever, that's your business. I appreciate you being here, but I am not one of those people. And I am not one of the people who are going to go out and defend Deion Sanders, as I may have. Granted, I'm not a big college football guy. I don't plan on covering a lot of college football in general, but Deion Sanders was such a hot button topic. I've had my little comments on it, and had I not seen this picture, had I not seen the video of him dressed like Madonna singing Like a Virgin, and knowing what that really means in this crazy society, I might have been inclined to defend him, because again, I have no issue with the tactics that he's using. In fact, I knew somebody would come along at some point, now that the college rules have basically made every college recruit a 1-year free agent. So somebody was going to do what Deion did, and it just happened to be him. But the controversy you're going to see, the racial stuff you're going to see, all the talk about Deion Sanders, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's not real. It's distractionary. It's not of substance. So while I'm not going to kill Deion, I don't have to save you. I have no interest in talking about Deion for the rest of the season. I have no interest in defending Deion. I have no interest in talking about how bad Deion is. I see he's a guy who likes to wear dresses. Only God knows what he does behind the scenes. I do not believe in him as a leader of men as a result of that. Doesn't mean he's not going to have good college seasons. Doesn't mean he may not win a natty. I don't know what they have in the script. But when I see this, I know to check out. And that's just the way I do things. And so here's another video that kind of indicates where this channel goes. I love talking about sports, but I do not for 1 second believe they're not used for social engineering. I love giving this statistic. Never forget, for those who cared about Kaepernick one way or another, Colin Kaepernick made millions of dollars off of lawsuits and contracts with Nike. The NFL got the largest contract they ever got from their media partners. And a lot of people made a lot of money off of Colin Kaepernick, including the aforementioned Nike. And yes, there was a ratings dip for a lot of the games during the whole Kaepernick controversy. But again, they got the largest payout, meaning the NFL, they had ever gotten from their network partners. And that is how they get paid. They don't really care about the ratings themselves. And even if there was a ratings dip for the games, don't forget how popular and how hot cable news was at the time. Yes, it was during the rise of the Orange Man, but Colin Kaepernick's story was also a huge story that drove a lot of clicks, a lot of attention, a lot of eyes on cable news. So it was a huge deal for a lot of people involved. All the world's a stage, and I don't know what to tell you guys. But what do you think? If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. But even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.